Good evening. Here is the world news from BGI TV Babagbagede Imo TV. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the world news. Buhari nominates Adamu Ahmed CBN Deputy Governors. Shoots jailbreaker dead, FG orders prisons officials. Ondo Senator laments bad condition of FG roads. Strike, Cornwall to sue FG over withheld salaries. Aggrieved soldiers in Northeast write Buhari over plots. Moving on to the next story, police officer, 2 Mbuyagu operatives, hoodlum killed in Ebonyi. On foreign story within Africa, Niger Republic residents, the Face Highway named after Nigerian President Buhari, and on sport, Osimhen to face Eze or Lise as Napoli play Palace in friendly game. Now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari has written the Senate seeking the screening and subsequent confirmation of the former Central Bank of Nigeria CBN Director, Human Resources Edward Adamu, for the position of Deputy Governor of the nation's apex bank. According to the letter read on Tuesday during plenary by the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawal, the nomination of Adamu is for the second and last time in office. President Buhari has also written the Senate asking for the screening and confirmation of the CBN Deputy Governors, Mrs. Aisha Ndenusa Ahmed, for the second and last time in that position. According to the President, the communication was in line with the provisions of Section 8(1)(2) of the Central Bank of Nigeria CBN Establishment Act 2007. Also, President has written the Senate seeking for the screening and subsequent confirmation of Ambassador Ayuba Ungbako from the Federal Capital Territory FCT as member of the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission RMAFC. President Buhari also forwarded the 2023 statutory budget proposals of the Federal Capital Territory FCT to the Senate for consideration and final approval. Buhari, according to the President of the Senate, sent the proposal pursuant to Section 121 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, the Federal Capital Territory 2003 statutory budget proposal for the kind consideration of the Senate. Moving on to the next story. The federal government has reiterated its shoot-on-sight order to the Nigerian Correctional Service NCOs against intruders and invaders at the centers. The order was as a result of the threat of attack on the facilities nationwide. The Minister of Interior, Mr. Rauf Aregbesola, gave the directive at the unveiling of the new service logo and uniforms on Monday in Abuja. Aregbesola also inaugurated a new staff quarters, ICT infrastructure, and operational vehicles at the service headquarters. Aregbesola lamented that the goal of the administration of criminal justice would have been defeated and money spent on arrest, investigations, trials, and prosecution wasted if inmates were allowed to escape. He said government said those who attack custodial centers must never leave to tell their stories. The minister warned against posting of lily-livered personnel to custodial facilities, saying only sharpshooters who were trained to aim at the heads of criminals should be deployed to such centers. Moving on to the next story from Ondo State. The senator representing Ondo South Senatorial District in the National Assembly, Nicholas Tofuwomo, has called on the Federal Road Maintenance Agency to urgently repair all the bad portions of federal road in the state. Tofuwomo, who lamented the poor condition of the federal roads in the state, said there was a need for urgent action from farmer, as he said bad roads are responsible for most of the road accidents that occur in the state. The senator, who is the vice chairman of the Senate Committee on Land Transport, stated this on Monday in a statement issued by his media aide, Mr. Olumide Akinri Lola. According to him, the road repair needed to be done urgently by FEMA, as the festive season is around the corner and the people will be traveling by road. Moving to the next story. The Congress of University Academics has concluded plans to sue the federal government. The union expressed its disappointment with the federal government, especially the Ministry of Labor and Employment, over the non-payment of its members' withheld salaries, even when the government knew that the union did not call for strike action and its members were not involved in the strike action that lasted for 8 months and which shut down the university system nationwide. According to Punch Konwa, in a statement on Tuesday signed by its National President, Secretary and Publicity Secretary, Dr. Niyi Sumonu and Dr. Henry Orikpeloye and Dr. Ernest Nwoke, respectively, said it was wrong for the FG to lump Konwa with members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities who went on 8-month strike between February and October 2022. The new Union of Lecturers thereby vowed to sue FG for withholding its members' salaries. The statement partly read, Konwa formally made its non-involvement in the strike known to the federal government in a letter addressed to the Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, in April 2022. To the next story. Some aggrieved Nigerian soldiers have expressed concern over an alleged move by the Nigerian army authorities to stop payment of operational allowances to troops fighting insurgency. One of the personnel in an open letter to President Muhammadu Buhari said it had been a sleepless night and nagging since this plot came to notice of the troops. Copied in a letter where the Vice President of Nigeria, Senate President, the National Security Advisor, Chief of Defense Staff, and the Chief of Army Staff, the open letter by the troops obtained by Sahara reporters on Tuesday read, "This is to inform the above addresses and offices which we are aware that they might not be aware of the ongoing plot to deny the troops of their normal and usual monthly operational allowances in the Northeast operation, thereby bringing instability in the northeastern part of the country. This could lead to troops withdrawal or negligence to further readiness and continued fight for sustainability of peace and order in the region, especially Adamu states." Moving to the next story, going to the southeast. A police officer, 2 Ebube Agu operatives and a hoodlum were reportedly killed on Monday night during a fierce gun battle in the state. The victims met their Waterloo when the police clashed with unknown gunmen at the Presco campus area of Ebonyi State University, Abakaliki. Vanguard gathered that following the gun battle, passerby and residents of the Abakaliki metropolis were seen scampering for safety. According to sources, the incident occurred around 8 p.m. when the unknown gunmen attacked police officers on their duty post in the area. The exchange of gunfire between members of Ebube Agu security outfit, the police and the unknown gunmen resulted in several casualties. A resident of Abakaliki metropolis named Withheld added that now the shooting last night was not a small one inside the house who took cover. Ahead they killed one of the gunmen, making it 4 persons that were killed during the gun duel. Moving on to the foreign story this hour. Residents of Niger Republic have faced a highway in the Niger Republic capital, Niamey, named after President Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria, less than a month after it was constructed. Nigerians who were behind the destruction also called on the Nigerian president on pretend names, describing him as a criminal. According to People's Gazette, the perpetrators were yet to be arrested in connection to the vandalism. The hostile behavior and name-calling were coming despite the Nigerian president's effort to strengthen relationships with Niger Republic, a move which he has earned him criticism at home. In November 2022, the highway measuring 3.8 kilometers boulevard was commissioned in Niger Republic by President Mohamed Bazoum, with the road immediately named after Buhari in line with Niger Republic's constitutional provision. Buhari had expressed satisfaction with the existing bilateral relationship between Nigeria and Niger Republic and its neighboring countries, most especially the Niger Republic. Under his administration, the Nigerian president built roads and railways to Niger, thereby opening dialogue that would best assist the country on essential matters in the areas of security, tackling smuggling and importation of illegal weapons. To end the world news this hour is the sports story. Victor Osimhen will face Berechi Eze and Michael Olise when Napoli take on Crystal Palace in the friendly in Turkey. The game comes up on Sunday, 11 December at Regnum Cairo Golf and Spa Resorts. It is a game arranged as part of preparations ahead of resumption of domestic league, which are on hold due to the Qatar 2022 World Cup. Before the game against Palace, Napoli will take on Turkish side and Taliaspor on Wednesday, 7th December. Osimhen and his Napoli teammate will resume league action on January 4th, 2023 with a tricky tie away to Inter Milan. That ends the world news this hour. Before we go, some major headlines. Buhari nominates Adamu Ahmed, CBN deputy governors. Shoots jailbreaker dead, FG orders prison officials. We also brought to you that Ondo Senator laments bad condition of FG roads. Finally, on sport, Osimhen to face Eze, Olise as Napoli play Palace in friendly game. Ongoing match from the World Cup between Spain and Morocco, the only surviving African team still at the World Cup. For more updates on YouTube, our handle is Babagade Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell, select option all to access our broadcast. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placement only. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. Good evening.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just listen to BGI TV. BGI TV, you're one in a million.